yesterday's stupid direct is now over. Hey guys, it's Gamer Dude here, and I'm just gonna talk about Paper Mario the Origami King. And boy, oh boy, has it been a roller coaster ride up to the release of this game. I guess you could kinda call this a review that I'm doing, but I don't know, I'm just briefly gonna talk about what I do and do not like while, playing some gameplay footage that I took off the internet from yours truly. So let's start off with some of the things that I do like about the game. I don't want to hit all the bad points over with a hammer, pun possibly intended. Alright, so first, the environments in this game are very interesting and they're all connected. Unlike in Color Splash and stuff like that, where it just had a stupid overworld map. I mean, come on, who liked that stupid thing? And they all have their own little warp pipes for you to easily get back to Toad Town, which is the hub world this time around. Not the same one from the N64 game, but this one looks like a different Toad Town. So yeah. There's one where it's called the Autumn... There's an environment that's called the Autumn Mountain. There's another environment where you're in a desert and you're in a boot car thing going all over the place. Yeah, they're all really unique. And the game itself does a good job having a lot of personality. The quote-unquote partners definitely have personality to them, and so does Olivia. And there's a bunch of fun events that happen in the game, like a little dancing scene with a tree, and a little area where Olivia has to sing in order to make a fire temple come up from the desert. And so the game has a lot of personality, which, thank God, the adventure keeps it alive, because the gameplay, oh boy! The gameplay, is just not that great, actually, with the exception of the boss fights. Yes, I know, these guys are just stupid art supplies for the most part, except for, like, I think 3 or 4 of the boss fights. But they have some pretty fun, unique attacks, like the hole puncher that you're seeing here likes to chomp on the parts of the grid where you're supposed to spin in order to guide Mario towards him, and therefore you can't step in those holes. He also chomps Mario's face off. There's also a stapler boss where it shoots staples. That's towards the end of the game, and that one was really tricky too. And the final boss is pretty cool too, even though it drags on for quite a bit. But the bad thing about this game is the actual regular turn-based combat, if you can even call it that. It's really just you lining up a bunch of enemies, and that's really it. It doesn't even feel like a turn-based combat system, and it's just so annoying. Not to mention, you don't get any experience points, so what's the point of doing these battles? I just kept avoiding them constantly. Some of the puzzles are kind of hit or miss. Some are fun, some are obvious, some will take a little bit of time and are actually interesting. But overall, the gameplay is kind of meh. Not to mention, it's running off of the engine of Color Splash. But, yeah. So, good adventure, good personality, but the gameplay is not that great. I would give it a 7 out of 10, and I would recommend playing Bug Fables instead. What are your thoughts? Let me know. Goodbye. I don't know how to review a game.